Good evening, sports fans. Welcome to League 1, Season 16. It is Week 8, and tonight we have for you a couple of good matchups. Number 2, Syracuse at Louisville, followed by Navy at SMU. So we'll take a quick look at the Louisville Cardinals with the head coach of the Syracuse Orange, Coach Spectre. Coach.
Hello, League One aficionados. Coach Spectre here to give you an inside look at the Louisville Cardinals. This is a team that has played Syracuse tough. 2 out of the last 3 years, the game has come down to a field goal. This time it's on the road, and as we'll see here, they do have some weapons. Quarterback Humphrey doesn't run a lot, but has a 14-5 touchdown to interception ratio this year. He's throwing for 274 yards a game. A healthy air attack. Tommy Allen, an adequate halfback with some speed, 95 speed. He is not averaging a whole lot on the ground, as they are predominantly a passing team. Jason Fontenot, a very good senior fullback. And the strength of the offense, the wide receiver core, Corey Reed, a 92. He's averaging about 60 yards a game, while Justin Marshall is actually averaging about 77 yards a game. And Matthews, 55 yards a game. All 3 of their top receivers well involved in their offense and presenting each of them their own dangers. The tight end position, Kamari Averett is on a hot streak. He's a 90. He hasn't been too involved with the offense, but he hasn't been uninvolved. And coming in on a hot streak, may be involved more than he has to date. An 86 left tackle to start the offensive line, a 76 left guard, the weakest part of the offensive line, an 85 junior center, a 79 sophomore right guard, and an 83 right tackle. So a couple of weak spots at the guard position, but they're young, so they might play up. Certainly an adequate offensive line. On defense, Malik Clark, an 85 left end, and Cronin, an 89, very good run-stopping right end. A very good sophomore 86 D tackle. And it'll be interesting to see where David Morgan lines up. If they run a 4-man front, he looks to be their second D tackle. But he may be in, if they line up in a 3-4, he's also the second middle linebacker, as we'll see here. Bryson Wright, 87 left outside linebacker. John Wiggins, an 81 middle linebacker, but with good awareness. And there's Morgan there. He's going to be on the field one way or another, either at D tackle or middle linebacker. Avery, the star of the linebacking core, a 91 right outside linebacker with speed for days. Ellis, O'Neill, Swain, and Walker are going to punch above their weight. They all have solid awareness. They're all upperclassmen, and they have some athleticism, good awareness, and good catching. So they will present dangers in terms of if they are in the right place at the right time. They will make the play. The rest of the secondary rounded out by a decent sophomore 79 free safety, an athlete, and another athlete, John Scruggs, very quick at strong safety. 2 athletes at the safety position. They lack a little bit of the block shedding, but they have excellent coverage skills and good catching. So a deceptively dangerous defense is going to be boosted by a coaching staff that's stocked to the brim with all sorts of perks. You can anticipate that this roster will go up by about 5 points on defense and 2 or 3 points on offense. So a challenging team. And again, as we said at the top, a team that's always played Syracuse tough. We expect a battle today. We will take nothing for granted. We hope to emerge victorious by whatever margin necessary. It's a road game against a team that, by playbook, by coaching staff, always matches up well with us. So we are taking them very seriously. This is the consummate trap game. And without further ado, we will pass it back to Coach Ninja, the voice of Syracuse football, and the head coach of the Navy Midshipmen. You'll see them in action in the second game of our doubleheader, taking on the Mustangs of SMU in a titular rivalry game that could be a big factor in the American Western Division. That game will follow this game shortly after the conclusion of it. We hope to get this win tonight. We will catch you on the other side.
Thank you, Coach. Louisville 2-3, but as you can see, a well-rated team with a 93 offense and an 88 defense up against the reigning national champions Syracuse Orange, 99, 99, 99. Syracuse, as you can see, a dominant team in the single digits in every category except passing offense. But they don't have to pass that much when you run for 291.5 yards a game. And 2 top 10s in pass and rush defense. Louisville, on the other hand, are the best. Their best rating, and their only one above the 80s, is pass offense, in which they are 21st. Otherwise, they are in the 80s or the 100s, and their rush offense looks to be potentially the last in the country. Reed, Avery, and Averitt are the leading players for the Cardinals, and it's Tanuvasu, Bavara, and Metcalf for the visiting Syracuse Orange.
Hi everybody, Reese Davis with you.
Bright, sunny day in Louisville.
NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites.
Looks like all of the players have made it to the Syracuse sidelines. A strict curfew imposed last night on the visiting team. Colloquially, the players are calling it the James Harden rule, after the recent statistical revelation that NBA star James Harden plays much, much worse in road games in cities that have well-rated strip clubs. As you see a cardinal fly in from above in the pregame ceremonies.
Because in either game, life or football, the margin for error is so small. I mean, 1/2 a step too late or too early, and you don't quite make it. 1/2 second too slow, too fast, you don't quite catch it. The inches we need are everywhere around us. They're in every break of the game, every minute, every second. On this team, we fight for that inch. On this team, we tear ourselves and everyone else around us to pieces for that inch. We claw with our fingernails for that inch. Because we know when we add up all those inches, that's gonna make the fucking difference between winning and losing. Between living and dying. I'll tell you this, in any fight, it's the guy who's willing to die who's gonna win that inch. And I know if I'm gonna have any life anymore, is because I'm still willing to fight and die for that inch. Because that's what living is. The 6 inches in front of your face. Now, I can't make you do it. You gotta look at the guy next to you. Look into his eyes. Now, I think you're gonna see a guy who will go that inch with you. You're gonna see a guy who will sacrifice himself for this team because he knows when it comes down to it, you're gonna do the same for him. That's a team, gentlemen.
Spanning more than 10 successful seasons and covering the country from California, Ohio, North Carolina, and Virginia, this is League One NCAA football.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
And Louisville will start the game with the ball. Looks like they're putting 11 personnel on the field.
The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun. And he throws it away.
Great job by the defense at getting after that.
And it's thrown out of bounds over the wide receiver's head. There were 3 wide receivers on the left side and 1 wide receiver and halfback offset on the right. It's now 2nd and 10 from the 25.
It's 2nd down.
3 wide receivers on the right, halfback on the left this time.
Gets it off as he's hit, complete.
And the defender hits Reggie Matthews as he catches the ball, but he manages to stand up. The big tight end stays on his feet and gets 6 yards.
He really didn't have to do too much there to give himself a little room to make the catch.
Yes, we did. That has been a topic that has been discussed. Although Coach Spectre actually hasn't seen it, he just knows of it. I've seen it.
4 yards away here on 3rd down.
3 down linemen against 4 wide receivers and a single back on the right from the right hash. Green gets through, and the defender gets a hand on it. Almost comes up with a pick as the quarterback gets the ball off just before the sack. It's now 4th and 4, and Syracuse defense starting the game, taking care of business with a 3 and out. And an excellent move back in by Schumacher, knowing he wasn't going to outrun the second guy out to the sideline. He cuts inside for an extra 4 yards, and he's going to start Syracuse on their own 40.
Negative talk, and I think they believe in their guy that he can go on the road and make the plays and lead them to a big victory. Sometimes when you hit some adversity like that, you see teams circle the wagons, and I really believe this week they've done a great job of doing that. Now they just have to go out and execute the plan and go out and win this game.
The quarterback brings his troops out onto the field for the first.
And the Orange, with play clock ticking down, line up 5 wide. And Tanuvasa under the middle to Lofton, who catches it at 3 and moves it downfield another 9 between 2 zone defenders. It's a 12-yard catch. And that moves it immediately onto the Cardinals' side of the field. Shotgun, halfback, and tight end on the right. About 2 yards right of the left hash as the clock ticks down. It is a handoff to Metcalf, and 2 defenders blitzing through a gap stop him for a loss of 1. They claim 3 and clear there. Excellent gap control by the defense on that play. Tanuvasa now under center in an I on 2nd and 11. And the play action gets sniffed out. Tainuvasa gets the ball away, and it's going to be 3rd and 11 now.
A year ago, I mean, we could be talking about national awards.
And the Orange return to the 5 wide.
An empty backfield, 5 wide receivers in the formation.
Tainuvasa stays in the pocket. Nope, he shifts out, and he throws it deep. Anderson, no one was nearby. Just absolutely busted coverage. All that Tainuvasa needed was time, and he found it in the right flat. And Flipper Anderson, with a little bit of a stutter there once he caught the ball, but he found the end zone.
Simple route, but they run it to perfection for the score.
Touchdown. The Seminoles have the lead, 7-0.
The kicker looks like he's ready to
And less than 2 minutes into the game, and Louisville is going to get the ball back. This time, though, they're down 7 points. Reed takes the knee on the letters.
down in the end zone for a touchback. Syracuse really got things working right now for him. I can't think of a better start.
Well, that's exactly the way they had hoped to see this game go. I mean, anytime you can start the game with a stop, get your offense out there, they move the ball down, put points on the board. Now it's just more about trying to maintain.
And the Cardinals return to 4 wide receivers. They're even this time. Single halfback.
They just need to go out there and play.
And it's a pass into the flat with a good block downfield. And the safety comes in to push Corey Reed out of bounds after a 12-yard gain.
Any level. Can they make a good throw under pressure when 1 or 2 or 3 guys are coming right at them? I think this young passer is
From the right hash, this time they put 3 wide receivers on the left. And Dexter Manley comes through and gets a sack on first down.
the right amount of pressure from the right direction.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get to two. Another one bites the dust. Shoot out.
Another sack in the 2nd down and long situation.
Still 4 wide receivers. Green at the feet. And Carlos Humphrey with another incompletion. The receiver had his hands on the ball and dropped it as he came down. It's now 3rd and 17. Still 4 wide receivers. And it's a 3-man front, once again, very wide from the defense. And Green gets through. That's another big sack and another big defensive stop here, as it's going to be the 2nd time that Louisville is going to punt the ball in the first 4 minutes of the game. Ooh, and Humphrey looks injured. We'll see what happens.
The sack makes this a 4th and very long. Riley to punt. Oh, excellent punt.
Schumacher again. This time he's to the left. He's past the 50-yard line. There does look to be a flag on the play. He's going to get to the end zone, and this is going to be called back.
He returns it all the way to score. Hold everything, folks. There's a marker down. Let's get the call.
And the excellent return and the late block, that's going to put the Orange on their own 36-yard line.
From their own 36-yard line. First down. Syracuse is up by a touchdown.
Tanuvasa keeps it, and he decides to follow his tackles upfield when there's a defender outside, and he gets 4 yards. Yeah, the other guy will get up. Second and 6 now.
5 guys will be out in the pattern as they're in the
5 wide receivers, 3 down linemen, looks like 2 linebackers. Tanuvasa doesn't like the look. He scrambles out, and he gets to the sideline and 10 yards.
They'll get the first down.
He made the correct decision to tuck it and go.
It's his second rush of the game, this time for 10. First and 10 from the 49-yard line and 2 feet. 3-3-5 against a shotgun normal. And Metcalf once again stopped in the backfield as a free runner comes through and ties him up.
This is textbook. This is how you're supposed to play against the run.
Second and 11 now from their own 49.
Second down
And it looks like the ball moved back about 2 feet there as we see now the eye tight from the orange. 4 down linemen. Tanuvasa scrambles out,
he's scrambling.
and there's a gap
Decides to slide.
between the 2 defenders, and it's the safety who forces Tanuvasa to slide for the first down.
Their ability to pick up first downs, just pushing this defense further and further down, back deep into their own territory.
And once again, in Louisville territory.
To go. Ball on the 39. Herbie, this guy headed to the locker room a little bit earlier with that injury. We don't know how bad it is, but right now it doesn't.
And Humphrey, the starting quarterback for the Cardinals, has a concussion and is out for the duration of this game. Shotgun split big. Tanuvasa keeps it. He slips around to the edge. There's someone fast closing, but they can't make it. It's a 39-yard touchdown. Out of the quarterback keeper from the shotgun split big.
Sends it sailing downfield. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. Syracuse looking awfully impressive right now in defense, but we are in the first quarter.
Yeah, this is about as dominant a first quarter that we have seen in a long time. But let's see if they can continue to play this well throughout the rest of the ball game.
It's not quite a blowout, but unless they do something here, it might turn into one. In the shotgun and 5 wideouts.
You know, at that point, I think, Brad, the quarterbacks are just better off just taking a sack. You have to be very careful as you're feeling pressure to throw the ball just to throw the ball. If you feel like you're not going to be able to make a play and the defense got you, just give up on that play and get ready for the next down.
And the defense is in the face of the quarterback, the backup quarterback here, number 8, now in for the concussed Humphrey. But he makes it to Reed, who sheds a tackle. 22 yards to Corey Reed.
Excellent job by this young quarterback of making the defense pay for bringing both.
Jim Landry now 1 for 2 for 22.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
From their own 27-yard line. It's first down.
3 wide receivers on the right, 1 on the left. Halfback on the right in the shotgun. Matthews this time in the flat, and 1 man there to block for him to make sure the defender's not on him. A couple of good defensive plays like that out to the right flat so far. Sorry, offensive plays.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on second down.
Allen lined up left of the quarterback this time, remaining with 4 wide receivers. It's a halfback give out of the read option, and Allen just sheds 4 guys that should have secured him and gets the first down. Sloppy tackle in there. You can see the head coach, the defensive coordinator there giving the defenders an earful from the sideline. 5 wide receivers this time. And Matthews this time, again, another broken tackle for an extra yard. 26 yards and into the red zone.
Miscommunication down there by the defense that allowed for that big gain.
From the 11-yard line.
1st and 10 from the 11. Tight end on the right, halfback on the left, ball near the left hash. It's a screen, and he just throws the ball away. The defense is happy to take that. Read option, and Tommy Allen gets it again, and this time he breaks the first tackle again, but he's stopped by the second man for a gain of 3 this time. And looks like tight end and fullback are coming in to play offensive line on this play.
It's 3rd and 7. 9 yards to the goal line.
One of the things revealed by our look at the depth chart is that there is no depth for this offensive line of Louisville, and it shows there as Jim Landry is sacked. And that, my friends, is a 4-point sack.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get to 2. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
They'll try for 3. He gets it up, and they tack on 3 points.
And with that, it's now an 11-point game.
Sims ready to kick. He sends this one.
And Schumacher, about a third of the way into the end zone, he is going to take it out.
He's to the 10.
And he goes down at about the 19-yard line.
Syracuse coaching staff always preaching the importance of finishing drives, and that's what they're doing right now.
Well, these players are obviously listening to that.
And it's a few big plays that have gone the way of the Orange so far to open up for big touchdowns.
See if this offense can maintain the rhythm that they
And
established.
4 wide receivers and a halfback to the right from the left hash.
To be able to eventually put points up.
And it's a quarterback keeper.
Try to keep that confidence.
And the corner comes in from the flat and stops Tanuvasa
To see this play.
for a loss of 1.
Cornerbacks have the toughest job in college football, and that's to cover some of the fastest players on the field and receivers. And for a corner willing to come up, get off of his block, and make a play to disrupt the run, that's as good.
2nd and 11 now. Ace Twins. It's a 4-3 defense. Metcalf over the middle, gets his hands on it and is hit to the ground hard. After an 8-yard catch, it's now 3rd and 3. Bounces off the defender at speed there, Metcalf.
Third down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down. They spread the field in the gun with
5 wide receivers here on 3rd and 3. And they do elect to make a play. Metcalf catches it short and spins over into the tackle. Gets the first down, and that's the end of the first quarter.
Coming into this game, this one appears to be under control. 14-3, Syracuse.
Louisville with the same number of points as they've had possessions. This is Syracuse's 3rd possession currently. They've scored touchdowns on the previous 2.
Back to the action now here in the second quarter.
It's the shotgun ace once again. 4 down linemen and a flanker. Tanuvasa keeps it. Defense reads on the pitch man, who came in motion from left to right.
Gains around 6 yards on the option play right
And the safety comes down, stops Tanuvasa after a gain of 6.
They're about 4 yards away here on second down.
2nd and 4 as they come out in the Y. Trips, 3 down lineman shifted to the... 4 down lineman. I missed the one out there way left at the left tackle. And Tanuvasa sheds a tackle that had gotten clean through and slides down at the 48.
Real nice play on that one.
Great elusiveness there just to slip the defender and stay standing. Impressive play there by Tanuvasa.
Gave his team a boost.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 47.
Looks like 5 down linemen in a weird configuration there. Tanuvasa pitches out to Metcalf, who has to juggle the ball a little, but that gets him an extra 3 yards and a first down. Metcalf just out of Tanuvasa's line of sight there. Really had faith that he knew that Metcalf was there. Metcalf surprised he got the ball, as we now see Tarkenton in the eye. And Tarkenton hands it off to Metcalf. And another blitzer comes through the gap, and Metcalf stopped for a 0-yard gain. Yeah.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
It's a 4-3, looks like an over. Against the flex bone. Metcalf in the right slot, back position, comes around and gets a 2-yard catch to make it 3rd and 7.
We're at play number 9 of this current drive.
And Metcalf on the angle out of the backfield again. 9 yards and a first down this time.
And not a lot of room. Credit the receiver with going after that one and hanging on.
First and 10. Ball on the 31-yard line. The quarterback in the gun. Empty back.
5 wide receivers, 3 down linemen. Looks like 4 linebackers, maybe 3. Tanuvasa doesn't like it.
He's going to try and scramble.
Goes out. There's a great run block. Looks like it was legal.
Out of bounds, setting up a first and goal.
The defense is asking for it, but the refs aren't giving it to him.
First down on this drive alone. They have great rhythm right now.
Tanuvasa now over 100 yards rushing,
Looking over to the sidelines to the defensive coordinator for some
as it's
help.
first and goal now from the 9.
Here's the 11th play of the drive.
Tight end on the right, halfback on the left. It's shotgun normal, halfback weak. 4 down linemen. Linebacker right flanking that left end. Tanuvasa keeps it, and the run blocker gets the defender off of his balance this time. The tight end there playing in the slot does a better job of run blocking, and that gets the touchdown.
By the power of Grayskull. Cringer became the mighty Battle Cat, and I became He-Man, the most powerful man in the universe. Only 3 others share this secret.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. Let's get an update now. Here's Reese Davis. Reese.
The Seminoles take the field today ranked 22nd. This is a game we've been watching closely today. And for FSU, here's a team pulling away in this game. The Seminoles have the lead 13-0.
Thanks, Reese. 21-3 our score here. Knight gets set to kick this one away. Nice kick, plenty of distance.
And Knight puts it deep into the end zone. Swain taking the knee.
Down to the end zone for a touchback.
It's going to be Louisville's 4th possession. It is 4:14 in the second. And they put out 4 wide receivers, and 4 down linemen come out for the offense, the defense.
On the brink of a blowout.
And Landry throws the ball away.
From their own 25-yard line. Second down.
And Landry is off target, and it's going to be 3rd and 10 now.
You can fix with practice and coaching.
Incomplete, knocked away.
Boy, that hurts the offense to have to go 3 and out. They're going to have to think about how to get something going the next time they come out.
Brad Edwards there with the deflection to get the 3 and out. Once again, Schumacher back to return.
Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being.
5 wide receivers here. 4 down linemen. Looks like probably a dime. Tanuvasa scrambles out as coverage is tight, and he just runs underneath it and then slips around it back to center to get about 15 yards in the first down.
It was definitely the right move as he got the first down after a nice gain.
We're just happy to have you, Coach Krieg. You're joining us halfway through the second quarter. Syracuse has gotten, on 4 of Louisville's possessions, has gotten 2 3-and-outs, another punt, and the other they stopped for 3 points after the starting quarterback got a concussion and is out for the game. Conversely, the first 14 points of the game for Syracuse came on a 3rd and long that the Cardinals failed to properly cover a sideline route, so Tanuvasa, Aaron Rodgers out into the right flat, and when he had space and time, threw the 60-yard bomb for the touchdown, and then it was a quarterback keeper out of the split big for 39 yards for the next touchdown. Those have been the big plays so far and the important bullet points of this first half, as we are now under 3 minutes to go.
Second down. They'll spread the field with 5 wide.
I tip my hat to you, sir. Metcalf comes in motion, and he keeps it. Ooh, and he gets blocked into the backfield as opposed to away from it, and it's a rough game so far for Eric Metcalf. He's got 5 rushes with 8 yards and 1.6. And 4 of them have been, somebody just right in his face, perfectly played. I thought you would like it, but also it was a very accurate description of what happened. There was no play. He survived. He escaped the pocket. He extended the play. There was a broken coverage. He got a 60-yard touchdown. And Syracuse doesn't like the look on 3rd and 6 and calls the timeout with 2:10 remaining. They're on the 32-yard line of the Louisville Cardinals. 3-3-5 against a shotgun split-off set. 2 halfbacks, no tight ends, 3 wide receivers. Tanuvasa scrambling out. He's closing the defenders, and they can't get to him in time. He slides just past the line. Exactly. That's why I used that description. 1st and 10 now from the 24. 2 minutes remaining in this half. 3-3-5 looks like a split. Bavaro decks a defender, but the second man stops him after a 2-yard gain.
They decide to open up a bit more.
And I've said this before, and I will say it again. If I only have one play, I probably want Aaron Rodgers. Tarkenton comes in on 2nd and 8. He's in, looks like the Maryland eye. The Maryland eye heavier than the normal eye. Oh, nope, this is the regular eye. And I apologize to Maryland. Metcalf with a heads-up play. This time, thankfully, nobody let somebody through that they shouldn't have. And he gets a 4-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now.
So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4.
Live clock under a minute. Tanuvasa returns, and they're staying in the I formation. Tanuvasa doesn't seem to be in a hurry. It looks like he's checking his watch. And an incredible throw on the run for 17 yards and out of bounds to Mark Bavaro. just short of the end zone. Bavaro playing smart, electing to hold on to the ball and not risking the fumble for the touchdown. First and goal now from the 1, 27 seconds. The clock will start shortly.
And this play is number 8 on the drive.
I'm sorry, the clock will not start because Bavaro did get out of bounds there. 5 wide receivers now.
5 wide outs.
Danuvasa scrambling out.
He's under pressure, and he's going to run this one in. Touchdown.
When you're that close to the end zone, it's always a small.
When the East is in the house.
Oh my God.
And runs right up the seam behind the vacated defenders in man coverage.
The East is in the house.
Oh my God.
When the East is in the house.
Oh my God.
When the East is in the house.
Oh my God.
When the East is in the house.
Oh my God.
When the East is in the house.
Oh my God.
When the East is in the house.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
The plays for a potential upset.
Looks like they're ready.
With 22 seconds remaining in the half, it will be Louisville's ball once again. They're down 28-3, which is one of my favorite score lines,
For a touchback.
but not a promising one for Louisville, and especially with their starting quarterback on the sidelines in the blue tent.
The offense is looking to be a little bit more successful with this drive as they had to punt the ball away the last time they had it.
I don't know what these guys have to do to get back on track, but they need to try something.
Hands it to the back. They'll not
Tommy
get
Allen
the loss.
runs headlong into people that were waiting for him, and he loses a yard.
Long day for this running back.
And on 2nd and 11, that might just be the half. And that is the half indeed.
On the 24-yard line. We played a half of football. Syracuse leads 28-3.
Yes, exactly. That's exactly my point, Blitzkrieg. I'm glad you're picking up what I'm putting down.
We played 30 minutes. Glad to have you with us on the EA.
Because let me tell you, I will never forget that.
Halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollock and I here in the studio to break down everything that just happened in your game. Perhaps the most important statistic in any football game is turnover margin. I once had a
Thank you.
wise coach tell me that the football was so important they named the game after it. Whatever
I mean, honestly, it doesn't seem like Matt Ryan's ever got... No, I will not. I'm still mad about that one, too. I'm happy about the first one, but I am mad about 18-1, God damn it. You're the worst, Leon. I hate you.
Good job taking care of it. Both offenses executing and still calling a game, still scoring points, still putting up.
No, what I was about to say, I don't think Matt Ryan's... I don't think Matt Ryan's ever actually stopped playing that game. I think that's his problem.
About ready to start the second half. We're going to watch all the games around the country, including some coaches who like to sample the surface that they're playing on. I'll keep an eye on that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go to the cafeteria. You want some turf, some astroturf in here?
Yeah, if they've got some, I'll chew on that in the second half. Here's the second half for you to chew on with Brad and Kurt.
Yeah, no, I'm well aware that you did not watch that game. And, I lived in New Jersey at the time and got hell from all of the Giants fans on campus. So, that was not fun. Because I had been mean to them about the fact that Eli was terrible. Because Eli was terrible. All right, a quick look at some halftime stats for you. The score is 28-3, 11-4 on first downs, and a whopping 254 yards of offense to 61 yards of offense. And the incredible thing about this is actually that the Syracuse Orange have always had really good field position, including starting the ball at their own 49-yard line on one play. So they've been playing with half a field or 2/3 of a field. They've only played from their own 25-yard line, their own 20-yard line. Once out of 4 possessions. And all 4 possessions ended with a touchdown. But 150 of those 250 yards are on the ground, and those are 3 of those touchdowns. Whereas, as you can see, on 6 runs, Louisville has minus 12 yards. Through the air, Louisville is 5 for 13 for 73 yards, and Syracuse is 8 for 9 for 104, including one 60-yard bomb. Big difference here, as you see that Syracuse is 5 for 5 on third down, and Louisville is 0 for 4. Big difference there. No turnovers so far, as you can see, and lots of return yards for Syracuse, none for Louisville. And total yards, 315 to 61. 2 punts for Louisville. Time of possession squarely in the favor of the Orange. Tanuvasa is 8 for 9 for 104 yards and 1 touchdown. That's 88% with a 13-yard average, a 48-yard long, and a 222.6 rating. Humphrey, who is out for the game with a concussion, was 2 for 5 for 18 at 40% with a 9-yard long and 2 sacks before leaving the game with a concussion. Since then, Landry is 3 for 8 for 55 yards, a 37% average, and 18.3 yard average. He's taken 1 sack and has a rating of 95.2. On the ground, Allen is 3 for 10 yards. Humphrey, 2 sacks for minus 15. Landry, 1 sack for minus 7. On the ground for Syracuse, Tanuvasa is 13 for 138 with a long of 39s, and that was for a touchdown. He's got 2 other touchdowns besides. Metcalf is 6 for 12. That's an average of 2. He's got a long of 10 and has only picked up 2 other yards besides because of good defensive play. Receiving the ball, Metcalf leads it for Syracuse at 4 for 25. Anderson, 48 yards for the touchdown, is the long of the game. Bavaro with 2 for 19, Lofton with 1 for 12. That was the very first play of the game. Louisville on the receptions is Matthews, 3 for 39, and Reed, 2 for 34. Jacobs with a 0-yarder. Defensively, Avery and Wiggins lead the way for the Cardinals, followed by Scruggs and Swain. And for Syracuse, Bailey, Rawl, Fletcher, and Green all have 2 tackles. 2 tackles for loss, 2 sacks for Green, 1 sack for Dexter Manley, 1 other tackle for loss for Antrell Roll. As you can see, 48-yard touchdown pass, 39 touchdown run, 9-yard touchdown run, 1-yard touchdown run. That's the story of the game so far for Tommy Tanuvasa and the Syracuse Orange. Indeed, apparently seeing ghosts, as you say, Coach Krieg, is a technical term. As Biner catches it and takes the knee right on the face of the Cardinal.
Boy, this offense has been consistent throughout this entire football game. The quarterback's doing a good job of leading this team. How about the offensive line, the job that they've done? Just a great team effort to allow this offense to have a spectacular performance.
So you wonder what kind of excitement we'll see this time around.
5 wide receivers, 3 down linemen. Looks like a $326. Tanuvasa doesn't like the receiving looks, and he scrambles. He gets hit, and it's a 4-yard gain.
from their own 29-yard line. It's second down.
Shotgun split big here on 2nd and 6. Tanuvasa doesn't like it. He gets out, and he slides down at his own 43.
Yeah, I like the decision-making ability of this quarterback. He looks and looks. He sees nothing. He didn't get rattled. He sees some green in front of him, and he takes off. Ends up with a great run.
From their own 41-yard line. First down.
Shotgun normal, halfback weak. Defense comes out in a 3-3-5, but they move around after lining up in a stack. Handoff is to Metcalf. He gets positive yards this time. They say he's got a 3-yard gain, but then they mark it 2nd and 8, so called it 2.5. As this time a defender does get to him in the backfield, but he can't stop Metcalf from moving forward. Still rough sledding so far for Metcalf.
From their own 44-yard line. Second down. Syracuse up big.
And this time out of the backfield, 14 yards, as it takes about 5 yards for the defense to drag him down as he comes out of the backfield for the catch. It's a shotgun ace. Metcalf comes from the left slot in motion. He's read on by the defense. Tanuvasa keeps the ball and gets 8 yards before he's tackled by the safety. Second and 2 in Cardinal territory. And Metcalf with a good gain this time out of the eye. It's 5 yards and a first down.
Inside the 10. And he's pushed out of bounds, setting up a first and goal.
That's good for a gain of 22 yards. That makes it first and goal.
Of course, what I can't do is remember to unmute myself after I've triggered a sound effect. So, Metcalf there with a great run out of the split big. His longest carry of the game after being caught in the backfield a number of times. It's now 1st and goal from the 10.
Knocking on the door here. It's 1st and goal. Inside the
5 wide receivers on 1st and goal.
the field with 5 wide.
Tanuvasa in the shotgun. He doesn't like it. He scrambles out,
He scrambled. Here they come.
and he pulls the Huey to get inside the end zone.
He got the defense on their
hate me now. I won't stop, but I won't stop now. I can't stop, cause I can't stop now. You can hate me. You can hate me now. I hate you too, but I won't stop now. Come on, you can hate me now, cause I can't stop now. Come on, you can hate me now. You can hate me do it now. You can hate me now. Do it now. Told you, do it now. Let's go.
Rushing attack, and they score a touchdown. The Rebels.
It isn't looking good at the moment for LSU playing Ole Miss.
Thanks, Reese. Well, this one's not even close. Knight gets set to kick this one away.
Deep to return.
And he got all of this one. Great kick. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. Syracuse continuing to play extremely tough defense. This has been impressive.
It's just been impressive to watch them play with such an attitude, almost a chip on their shoulder with the energy that they're playing with. I think it's going to require that kind of effort to be able to win this game.
Not a whole lot's been working for them so far. They should just come out and play loose and easy.
3 wide receivers bunched up on the left. One of them motions out. Halfback out to the left. Landry forced out of the pocket.
Some heat.
And he just can't get away, can't get the ball away, and Jim Landry is sacked.
It's difficult to defend because
Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you? Bad boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when they come for you?
They find themselves in a hole here after that sack. It's 2nd and long. Throws complete. He's got room to work. And he's tackled at the 32.
14-yard catch there for Matthews. I will admit to not knowing enough to give you a comment on Baylor, Oklahoma tomorrow. I know it's two well-ranked teams. I'm told they're undefeated, but that's because I was told, or Baylor's undefeated. That's because I was told that right now. Baylor being 8-0, that is surprising to me. So it sounds like it should be a good game, but I don't follow either team enough to know. The game I'm really excited for tomorrow is Navy at Notre Dame. 1st and 10 now, and Landry to Reed, who gets away from his defender and gets a 19-yard gain.
At the 39.
The in route makes the move and loses the defender there.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 39.
And Louisville in orange territory only for the 2nd time this game. Reed over the middle, and another 1st down. This one
Down the 28-yard line.
for 11 yards.
First and 10. Ball on the 28-yard line.
Looks like a flipped shotgun normal halfback week, but the tight end comes in motion. He switches to the right side, but he lets Green through clean, and that's another sack. It's going to be 2nd and 18.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust.
Down 35-3, 2nd and 18. We've got a number of wide receivers in the pistol. And it's a corner out to Matthews, and looks like they're calling it, yes, over the line for a first down. Number 84 with the bulk of the offensive yards for Louisville in this game.
First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 17-yard line.
17-yard line, and Louisville stays in the pistol. Dexter Manley hits the quarterback as he throws. Gray makes the catch, and he's somehow still not down? Or, sorry, Kamari Everett, the tight end, makes the catch, and they call it 14 yards to the 2 after he rolls over some dead bodies on the way. First and goal now from the 2.
This is the 9th play of this drive. The short yardage defense here.
First and 10, heavy set from the defense. And it's a great call as Jim Landry runs a speed option and does not get the ball away.
But a runner who's still in the backfield, this guy just flies.
It's a 4-yard loss. It's now second and 6 to goal.
It's 2nd and goal. Ball on the 6-yard line.
4 wide receivers, halfback offset. Oh, and the defender can get it out of his hands after the catch. Beats him on the slant route, but just by a little. As Champ Bailey, fantastic play. I'm glad to hear it.
The 11th play of this drive.
Because that is heresy if I ever heard it, Leon. And it's a pass to the halfback out of the backfield, and that's the first touchdown of the game for Louisville.
Back in the passing game, and he got into the end zone.
Well, they know they can go to him in the red zone, and he'll make some things happen for him. 37 seconds remaining in the quarter. I'm sorry.
And he tacks on the extra point.
It's now 35-10.
74-yard drive, and that's good for a touchdown. And it looks like they're ready for the kickoff. He sends this one deep.
Schumacher deep in the end zone. He is going to bring it out as he runs up the sideline with a number of pancake blocks. He looks to be clear. There's some speed. Number 37 is running him down. Can he catch him? No!
They return it all the way for the touchdown. Boy, is this kid.
Here I am, rocked you like a hurricane. Here I am, rocked you like a hurricane. Rocked you like a
Here, I can tell you that. Syracuse to kick.
Landry gets to the sideline, takes his helmet off, sits down, gets some oxygen, and the offensive coordinator comes over and slaps him in the face and says, "Get back out there!"
End zone down for a touchback.
Boy, the two offensive coordinators have to be loving this. In fact, you can look over at our booth next to us and see how much they're enjoying it with a big smile on their face. The defensive coordinators, on the other hand, might be looking for a pink slip on Monday.
This offense threw the ball extremely well on their last drive, and they ended up with a touchdown.
So much of the passing game is about the timing between the quarterback and his wide
And Green
Right now with this
pulls Landry down for another sack. That's 4 in this game.
execution is flawless.
And for Green, it seems like he spent the whole season in the other team's backfield.
This guy's beating the man across from him, double teams, triple teams, chip blocks, help from the backfield, you name it. Nothing's been able to slow this guy down.
It's now 2nd and 17 on their own 18 for Louisville. And Landry just throws this one out of bounds. It is going to be 3rd and very long. Looks like it's going to be the last play of the quarter. And it's a long bomb, and Jacobs catches it for 53 yards. Michael Jacobs.
1 quarter to go, and we may be looking at some mop-up duty. Syracuse got a huge lead.
And Louisville will start the 4th quarter on their opponent's 29-yard line. Breaks one hit and puts the ball over the line at the second hit. That's the 2nd touchdown. Ooh, that looks iffy. Looks like, yes, there's going to be a review.
Was when he went down. So the booth is trying to determine exactly where they'll spot the ball.
Yeah, that's not a touchdown. It really should, because that ball, he dives into the ball, not the player. Yeah, that ball is a yard short. And the player never gets over the plane. I can't believe they called that a touchdown.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So after review, they decide that this call should be reversed.
It's 1st and goal now from the 1, and they're going to put 5 wide receivers on the field.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers.
And it's 5 wide against a goal line set on 1st and goal.
Let's see, did one of the linemen move first?
Encroachment, defense.
And that's half the distance to the goal, so like a yard. No, a foot. But it does get them out of the spread into an 11 personnel.
First down. 1st and goal here inside the 5-yard line.
1st and goal, and it does look like it's from inches. 3 wide receivers on the left, as is the halfback, and one of the motions out. And Matthews is wide open in the back of the end zone.
That'll be a big boost. You always want to capitalize on these short yardage situations, and that pass was an excellent call.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. A 5-play, 58-yard drive, and they add 7 points to the scoreboard.
Brad, I love these kind of drives. They're old school, grind it out and earn the yards. They just
And expecting the onside, Schumacher is content to just let it fall in the end zone for the touchback.
To our other games going on today. We've had back-to-back scores.
And Syracuse will start on their own 25-yard line with 7 minutes and 26 seconds remaining in the game. They're up 42-17. Tanuvasa scrambles out. Space is cleared out, and he gets to the sideline for a 15-yard gain. His 18th rush of the game. He's got 178 yards on the ground.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 40. There are 5 wide receivers split out. The quarterback in the gun.
Tanuvasa again looking for it, doesn't like it. And out of bounds after a 1-yard gain this time, as the defender was playing him close, expecting the scram.
Second down and 9 to go.
2nd and 9, and Tarkenton comes out in the flex bone for the Orange. Schumacher in motion. Tarkenton keeps it and gets a 2-yard gain. It's going to be 3rd and 7.
Down now. They need to get it out to midfield.
Shotgun ace here against a 3-3-5 defense. Metcalf catches it and is hit and drops it. It's going to be 4th and 7. That's the first time that the Orange have failed to convert on 3rd down this game. And they will send the punting unit out onto the field. And Robbie, the backup leg, comes out. He's got a 5-yard tailwind from his own 30, 28, 29-yard line. And he hits the ball, and it stops at the 9-yard line. Mayhew calls it dead. That's a great punt for Roby.
They've stepped up today. They just seem to be dialed into what this offense is trying to do. Good job against the run. They've been very physical. What I love is how relentless they run to the football.
And it'll be interesting to see.
In other sporting news, the United States beats Canada 4-1 in the CONCACAF. Landry up against his own end zone, and close defense causes a drop ball. 2nd and 10 from their own 9.
Second down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 9.
And Landry is tackled. It's an 8-yard loss, and they call it short of the end zone. It's going to be 3rd and 18 from about the 1. Yeah, I think that should be a safety.
Another one bites the dust.
Inside of his own end zone. Landry waiting.
He fires this one.
And it's a deflection.
Let's see if the momentum from that
Hudson
defensive stance
deflects the ball and is going to force the punt on 4th and 18 from their own 1. And that is another 3 and out.
Really nice punt. Schumacher fields at the 50. Brought down at the 18. Flag on the play. Let's see what it is.
Personal foul. Clipping.
Clipping is called. And it's going to move it back to the own 46. That's behind where he caught the ball.
every week, and then have
That's a
someone called for
big penalty.
That penalty really is going to set them back.
From their own 46-yard line. First down.
5 wide receivers against $326. Tanuvasa once again not liking the look, waiting. Anderson over the middle on the slant,
He's taken down at the 18-yard line.
back down to the 18-yard line after one play. That is only Tanuvasa's 10th completion of the game.
Being down by so much.
And the big pickup through the air has made it 1st and 10. They come out in an empty backfield.
And Scruggs, tight coverage, gets the pick on the 2, moves it to the 6. That is the first turnover of the game, and Louisville isn't done.
Son of a bitch! Give me a drink! Son of a bitch! This can't be me! Son of a bitch! If I can't get clean, I'm gonna drink my own! Yeah!
1st and 10 from the 6 now, 5 wide receivers. And hit as he throws the ball. Averett gets 13 yards and a first down and gets his quarterback out of the danger zone.
I think the offensive line allowed them to recognize the pre-snap blitz that was coming, put them in a position to be able to pick up that blitz, gave the quarterback time. Next time, I think they've got to disguise their blitz and when they're coming and time it up a little bit better.
We've got a 1st and 10. Ball on the 19-yard line.
This time, Reggie Matthews is hit right after he catches the ball, and it's stopped at a 3-yard gain.
A lot of speed. They're all over him by the time he caught the ball.
2nd and 7 now from their own 22.
That's a great tackle.
And
18-yard line.
Charles Mann comes through.
That brings up 3rd and 14.
He just slips number 65 and pancakes the quarterback.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey, I'm gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
And it's a long ball and double coverage. The defenders deflect it but can't come down with it. It's going to force another punt. We're now more than halfway through the 4th quarter. I'm not sure.
Riley to punt.
Schumacher
Takes it at the 46.
with a good run to about the 34.
Yard line.
They call it the 35.
We'll have to see now how the offense responds this time after throwing a pick on their last drive.
The best way to move beyond a turnover is to score. And when you can start on the other team's half of the field, you're in really good shape to have a chance.
And Tanuvasa does a great job slipping a defender, and there's a flag on the play.
There's a flag down, and it looks like this one's coming back.
Personal foul. Clipping.
And once again, clipping. 1st and 8 on the opponent's 33.
So they'll move back after that costly
1st and 8's not bad.
Try to get that yardage back here. From the 33-yard line. 1st down. Syracuse in control.
And Bavaro on the drag right to left. And it takes a couple of defenders to bring him down after 12. And the 1st down, they are 22 yards from pay dirt. Clock is moving at 3:10. Tanuvasa under center. Waiting, doesn't like it. And Flipper Anderson, 20 yards coming from left to right. It's 1st and goal.
If he doesn't get his numbers, they usually don't have much success moving the football.
It's 1st down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here. They spread the field.
5 wide receivers. Tanuvasa.
He scrambled.
And he loses 3 yards there. It's 2nd and goal from the 4.
Really getting after the quarterback now.
And Tarkenton comes in the shotgun normal halfback weak. 2nd and goal from the 5. Metcalf keeps it and waltzes in. Makes up for his not amazing game on the ground with the touchdown.
I won't stop, but I won't stop now. Can't stop, 'cause I can't stop now. You can hate me. You can hate me now. I hate you too, but I won't stop now. Come on, come on, 'cause I can't stop now. Come on, you can hate me now. You can hate me. Do it now. You can hate me now. Do it now. Told you, do it now. Let's go.
Let's get the latest now from Reese Davis.
The Tigers.
Final score, number 1 undefeated LSU goes down to Ole Miss 31-24.
And for Ole Miss, they've won 2 straight. And for
If Syracuse holds on, one would assume that they
Ole Miss,
will return
31-20.
to number 1 position.
And for Syracuse, now they know with a win today that they should.
And they are ahead
And it looks like they're ready.
a significant 32-point margin.
Excellent kick.
And the kick goes out the back of the end zone. Louisville has 2 minutes and 16 seconds and 3 timeouts.
Good pass rush by these guys today. Well, when this offense does complete a pass, they're not doing that badly.
No, they haven't. So maybe they should just focus a bit more on the running game to mix it up and keep the defense guessing.
I don't expect any once-in-a-lifetime rallies here, but that being said, we could still see some exciting plays.
Landry with time in the pocket. He's waiting. And Jacobs
He makes the catch and has a 1st down.
breaks his defender.
At the 46.
And that gets the ball into Syracuse territory. Louisville on the 46.
From the 46-yard line. 1st down.
Shotgun normal, halfback weak from the left hash. Landry once again waiting for it. Matthews bounces off the right sideline and gets 25 yards.
21-yard line. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 21. Less than 2 minutes in the fourth quarter. Syracuse going to use their first timeout.
Syracuse calls timeout. 1st and 10 on the 21. Minute 43 remaining. Green hits Landry as he throws. Reggie Matthews gets a 9-yard catch, but is stopped inbounds. It's 2nd and 1 after the 9-yard gain with a moving clock. Louisville elects not to call a timeout. They go to the huddle and they bring out 4 wide receivers. And it's a screen, and Butts tears it up. It's a 4-yard loss. Syracuse calls another timeout on 3rd and 5 on the 16-yard line.
Defense made a great play. They read it from the get-go.
He guns it left side.
And Tracy Porter with a deflection.
This game, quite frankly, has been over for a long time, and I'm ready for
It's 4th and 5 now, and out of desperation, Louisville stays with the offense.
Third, so it's a smart play to keep your hands ready.
It's 4th down, and the offense is getting set to go for it.
And that's a turnover on downs.
Congratulations to that defense.
The sack on 4th down turns it over. One minute, 4 seconds. Tanuvasa waiting. Throws it up. Sanders has all the space in the world. And that's a 65-yard reception, stopped short by the defense.
It's 1st down and 10 now after picking up some great yardage through the air.
Tanuvasa in the eye. Fakes the handoff.
He's going to try and scramble.
Hits Bavaro for 11 yards and a touchdown.
Syracuse star is shining as brightly as he ever has.
It is fun to watch a quarterback do all the preparation, all the work that he needs to be able to do to put himself in a position.
You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. But you must try. Try and try. Try and try. You'll succeed at last. I know it. Don't I show it? So don't give up now.
The lights went out.
4 wide receivers here.
One of these teams anyway. They'll be put out of their
Louisville has 37 seconds and 3 timeouts to salvage anything. Landry with a little bit of time in the pocket. Jacobs gets hit. 19 yards.
44-yard line. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on their own 44. He's under pressure. He throws right.
And that's deflected.
You want to do everything you can to keep the ball out of the
Second
hands
and
of
10.
these receivers. So that was a really good effort.
Second and 10.
From their own 44-yard line. Second down.
Throws the ball away. It's going to be 3rd and 10 with 10 seconds remaining.
Being able to read that defense and make quicker decisions, and especially when the defense
And this
starts
is
to
going to be
pressure,
another
it's gotta either get
3rd
rid of
down
the
attempt.
football or check it down or take off and run with it.
And another sack for Green, and that's going to be the end of the game.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone. And another one gone. Another one bites the dust. Hey, I'm gonna get to do. Another one bites the dust. Shoot up.
Syracuse staff just dancing on the sideline. Their star player came through for them, and they couldn't be happy.
Well, the staff has to feel good. The entire team should feel good. And you and I just have a chance to sit back
And a fantastic performance. A couple of big plays in the first 2 possessions get Syracuse out to a big start, and then it's the defense that keeps them ahead the rest of the way with a game where Louisville just couldn't get the ball moving enough. A lot of 3 and outs, very few 3rd down conversions for the Cardinals, and that's really the story of the game. And of course, on offense for the Orange, it was Tommy Tanavaso looking for options through the air, not seeing them, and taking all the ground yards that he could snatch. Negative 61 yards on the ground is massive for Louisville. They really never tried to run the ball. A dominant performance in Louisville against Louisville. 238 rating for with a pick for Tommy Tanuvasa. On 20 attempts on the ground for 176. Yep, Metcalf with a solid 54 on the ground on 4.9 average. So. No, Anderson's your leading receiver. Oh. 61.5 dozen. Thank you for joining us. It was a smoke show on offense for Syracuse. And now, upcoming in about 10 minutes, we will have the second game of our doubleheader. My Navy midshipmen will take on rivals SMU in Texas at Gerald Ford Stadium. An important game in the Western Division and a team that I hate. So, we'll take a quick intermission, and we'll be back shortly with Game 2 of our doubleheader, Navy at SMU.
Welcome back, sports fans, to the second game of our doubleheader. This is an exciting one. This is a rivalry game. This is a game with big impacting factors on the American Western Division race. It is Navy at SMU, and we're going to let Coach Ninja guide you through the threat that SMU poses. An inside look at their depth chart coming up now.
Thank you, Coach. As you can see, Austin Upshaw, the senior 99 overall, he's got 88 awareness, he's got 91 speed, he's got 99 agility, he's got 99 acceleration, 89 elusiveness. He is just redonkulous. He gets 325 yards a game through the air, and he's only got 2 picks so far this season. And on the ground, he's got another 69 yards a game in addition to that. So a threat, including 4 touchdowns, a threat on both sides of the ball. Always. Their starting halfback, the 93 Case Metlock, only has 50 yards a game on the ground and 1 touchdown. So he has 6.7 yards on a carry, so he's getting good yardage when he gets the ball. He just doesn't get the ball much. He gets a fair number of receiving yards, though, so he's not ignorable there either. Powers with no yards to speak of, so they're not running 2 halfbacks. Thomas is a good 79 fullback. Page, thank goodness, is out this game. That means that Bell is going to be the number one receiver. Now, they do like to go to Page, so we expect Bell to move up into that slot and get those looks, as we expect Thomas there to get Bell's looks. Bell's 57, Thomas is 34. Yeah, so it's Bell and Thomas instead of Page and Bell this week. But it is going to be those guys on the sidelines. Jackson, with 40 yards, that's enough that the tight end is involved and we need to be concerned about it, but not the hugest thing and not the smallest thing. He's going to get a couple of first downs, and probably that's about it for the game. Freshman 80, left tackle. Freshman 78, left guard. Sophomore 84, center. Freshman 74, right guard. And Harrison, the 88 right tackle, is also out. So that means that either Jackson or Maxey is going to be playing. So this weak spot at right tackle, this isn't a great offensive line, but it's still but they're very young, they're going to play up, and it's still going to be a very dangerous team because that quarterback knows he doesn't have much time, and with 88 awareness, he's going to make a decision before that line collapses. On defense, the left end is 90. He's good. And the right end is 85 and an impact player. In the middle, a 95 D tackle backed up by an 81 is going to make going up the middle difficult. 88 left outside linebacker, 91 middle linebacker, and 86 right outside linebacker is a solid linebacking core, and 2 92s on the corners. 81, 88 at strong safety. This is an excellent all-around defensive package. So we've got our work cut out for us here in this game, taking on the SMU Mustangs led by Austin Upshaw.
It should come to no surprise to our listeners that just like one of our favored fans, Leon, while it's not a wine farm, we have a whiskey and alcohol farm going on here in League 1, mainly for myself, not so much for Coach Ninja, as he likes to eschew any liquid distractions prior to his kickoff. He's coming into the game fresh. He is facing off against a team on the road who is rated slightly better than his team. And a team that he lost to last year, a team that he has a losing record against in his career at both Navy and UConn. SMU, not just a rivalry game. In the context, to relate this to real-life events, for Coach Ninja, this is Red Sox-Yankees. This is a big one. We're going to be coming to you live from Gerald Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas, as the SMU Mustangs play host to the Navy Midshipmen. Navy coming in with a 5-1 record, SMU at 3-1. Navy with the 54th ranked scoring offense, along with the first in the nation rushing defense. That won't be a huge factor today, as SMU 94th in the offensive running game, but 5th through the air. It'll be the Navy pass defense that'll be tested. They are 92nd in the country as of now, but the overall defense ranked 8th for the midshipmen. A lot of those passing yards coming late in games as teams try to catch up to the midshipmen. We'll see if SMU can hold serve in the early stages. That could be a big portender as to how the game might turn out. Several players visiting for the Mustangs. We see the impact players for SMU. Upshaw, as Coach Ninja illustrated, the 99 quarterback. Excellent stats all around. Hall, the 95 D tackle, and Jenkins, the 94 corner, are going to provide two really, really strong players on defense for the Mustangs. Battery warnings coming in for Navy. They don't want any distractions in this game. They're going to pop in new batteries into the controller, and then we'll take a look at the impact players for Navy leading into this football game. Reggie Hayes, the quarterback, 97 overall for the midshipmen. Two star quarterbacks, a 99 and a 97, going toe-to-toe in this battle. Rawls, the place kicker, 3 out of 6 so far this year, but 100% on extra points, the 95 kicker, along with Carter, the captain of the offensive line, the 94 senior right guard. A couple of injuries, Page and Harrison, that Coach pointed out to you in the depth chart. Mainly the right tackle being the primary impact. It'll be a slight downgrade to the wide receiver core, but they are loaded with speed, 3 or 4 deep, aside from Page, whereas at tackle, they may be starting a tight end or, even worse, a backup 71 offensive lineman. Right tackle position, a threat on the SMU offensive line. You see there the Western Division race. SMU at 1-0, Navy at 2-1 in conference play. So you can understand the impact that this game can have in the division race. SMU won the conference not too long ago, just a couple of years ago. Navy has yet to win the American under Coach Ninja. They're making a push this year, but they have a huge hurdle today in Dallas. Indeed, Leon Whiskey is in the house and will be further enjoyed provided Navy can escape unscathed. SMU wins the coin toss. They're going to elect to defer. They'll get the second half kick. That means Navy will start with the football. They will receive the opening kickoff. Kick goes into the paint. Navy takes the knee. They will start from their own 25 to open the game. Last game, Reggie Hayes was 13 out of 14. He'd be perfectly happy with the same performance today. 0 seconds elapsed. We are underway in Dallas.
You see teams circle the wagons, and I really believe this week they've done a great job of doing that. Now they just have to go out and execute the plan.
Hayes drops back, throws on the drag route, and complete for 3 yards to Vince Richards. The slot receiver, the underneath man for the Navy offense, Vince Richards, the possession receiver, comes up with another catch. It's worth 3 yards. It's now 2nd and 7.
From their own 28-yard line. 2nd down.
Ball spotted at the 28. Following the 3-yard gain, Navy comes out 11 personnel, and SMU responds with 4 down linemen. Navy takes their time. They run the read option. Quarterback keeper Reggie Hayes picks up another 3 yards. Now going to be 3rd down, 4 yards to go here on the opening possession. We're in the early stages of a game knotted at 0.
It's 3rd and 4. Ball on the 31-yard line.
3rd and 4 for the Navy midshipmen. They come out with a tight end and 4 wide receivers. SMU responding with a 3-3-5. Back to pass goes Hayes. Looks for the slant. It's caught, and they rule him past the 1st down. Looked like he was by about a yard. Although the ball spotted at the 35, so less than a yard past the 1st down marker as they began the drive at their own 25. Now at the 35, Navy with a fresh set of downs. Mustangs coming out in a 3-3-5, Navy with 11 personnel. Hayes in a shotgun set, tight end to the right side. Hayes drops back and looks to the drag route. Todd McKinley picks up 2. The halfback was well covered, and Reggie Hayes picks up his 2nd look on the play. The backup option picks up positive yards. Now going to be 2nd down, 8 yards to go at the 38.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
Shotgun split big. Twin tight ends, 2 halfbacks for the midshipmen facing off against the 3-3-5. Navy content to let the clock run. They know that as long as SMU's offense is not on the field, they can't score. Quarterback keeper and then a pitch. Good for positive yards. It's a 6-yard gain to Wesley Green. That's his first carry of the game, and it's going to result in a 3rd and short.
And here's another 3rd down.
Navy taking some time in the huddle to give their players a little bit of rest. They come out in a spread set here on 3rd and 2. 5 receivers out on the play. Audibles at the line by Reggie Hayes. He goes up the middle and he stops short. In fact, didn't even get 1 yard. Going to be 4th and 2 in Navy territory.
Really busted through and broke that play up.
So it's 4th down, and the
A rare gamble by Coach Ninja. He knows what's at stake in this game, and he's going to roll the dice here on 4th and 2. Hayes drops back, looks, and completes over the middle to Vince Richards, gets the 1st down. It is a successful 4th down conversion for Navy. They pick up 15 on the play, but more importantly, they get a fresh set of downs now in SMU territory. 41-yard line, the marker. Navy on the left hash with a fresh set of downs. Twin tight ends in the eye tight. Halfback and a fullback. Machinations at the line of scrimmage by Reggie Hayes. Switches the run from the right to the left. Let's see what happens. Up the gut they go. Bright muscles his way forward for 3 yards. Turns a 2-yard gain into a 3-yard gain as he falls forward after contact. Now going to be 2nd and 7 from SMU's 38-yard line. Navy approaching field goal range.
Play number 9 of this current drive.
Navy stays with the eye tight. They've got the twin tight ends. Looks like it might be a pass so far. 3 down lineman for the Mustangs. Hayes sends Richards in motion. And it's going to fall harmlessly to the turf. Heavy pressure by SMU causes an incompletion. Now going to be 3rd and long. 7 yards to go from the SMU 38-yard line. Navy taking advantage of the play clock. A little bit of extra rest for some key offensive players. We come out now for 3rd down, 7 yards to go on the midshipmen's opening drive of the football game. 5 receivers out on the play. Hayes drops back, looks, throws over the middle. It's complete, but he's short. It's another 4th down, but this time the ball resting at the 32-yard line for the midshipmen. They're going to take a look at their special teams unit and see what Rawls has in his arsenal. If he can convert a 49-yard field goal. It's a long kick, but certainly a makeable one for a star player on the midshipman team. They're going to bring the special teams unit out. They're going to try to get the first points of the game, and Rawls comes out to try to convert. There's a 5-mile-an-hour headwind. But he's got 99 kicking power. Good power on the kick, and it's good by a couple of yards. Looked like he could have made it from 55. It was a 48, 49-yard kick. And the ball clears the crossbar by a good 3-4 yards. Navy has the first points of the game. They score 3 on their opening drive, and that was a drive that took several minutes off the clock. Only 2:26 remaining in the first quarter as SMU awaits their first possession.
And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
25-yard line is where the Mustangs will take over for their opening drive, trailing the Navy midshipmen 3-0 here in the first quarter. Coming to you on a bright sunny day from Gerald Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas. Shotgun set for Upshaw. Drops back and complete. Couple of yards for Cooley after the catch. 22-yard gain, and SMU going no huddle. Back to pass goes Upshaw. Looks to the sideline. It's good for 5 to Cooley once again. Back-to-back completions to John Cooley gets SMU started. And they are now across the midfield stripe. A little bit over 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. 11 personnel, and they give it up the gut. It may have caught the Navy defense off guard, but not enough to get the first down. Defense holds short of the first. Now going to be 3rd down, 2 yards to go. No huddle once again for SMU. Looking, and he throws it away on 3rd and 2. Now going to be 4th and 2. We'll see what SMU does. That's potentially a huge defensive stop for the Navy defense. Looks like they're going to go for it, though. The Navy coach, Sonny Dykes, going to roll the dice. just like Navy did on their opening drive.
So they're
2
gonna go
possessions
for it
by both teams, and in both cases a 4th down attempt.
here. Short yardage situation, and the offense is in the jumbo package.
Jumbo set for SMU. They give to the fullback. He's got the first down. A couple more. Going to be a fresh set of plays for the Mustangs. They're going to go no huddle out of the goal line. Navy goes no huddle out of the bear. They switch to the 3-3-5 split. Let's see what happens. Quick pass to the right side. Broken tackle. He's got the first down.
At about the 29-yard line.
Chris McCall with the 12-yard reception off to the right side of the field. SMU staying with the no huddle. They've got a jumbo personnel out on the field, but they spread them out.
He lets it go.
Goes for the corner route. It looks like it's an interception. I believe he had his foot in bounds. They may take a look at it, but Ryan Downs, the star free safety, it looks like he made the play for the Navy defense. Indeed, there's no review, and the turnover gives Navy possession. That's more important than the position on the field. 11 personnel for the midshipmen facing off against the $3.26 for SMU. Read option, give up the gut to the halfback. Wesley Green picks up 2. Now going to be 2nd and 8. 92 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Navy holding a 3-0 lead.
From their own 13-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Navy coming out in the eye tight. They've got twin tight ends, a fullback and a halfback. Reggie Hayes surveys the field from under center. Content to let seconds tick off the clock. Navy looking to withhold possessions from SMU. They throw it to Charles Bray for the 2-yard gain. Not going to be 3rd down, 6 yards to go for the midshipmen. Navy comes out with a spread set. They've got 5 receivers out on the field. Another $3.26 from SMU. Reggie Hayes in a shotgun set. Takes the snap, drops back. Scrambles to his left, being pursued. And he's not going to get the first down. It's a 3-yard gain. So it's a 3 and out for the SMU defense, but the interception by the Navy offense trumping that, they're going to get the opportunity to punt the ball 40, 45 yards downfield, and SMU is going to have to reset. That interception by Ryan Downs, the key play on SMU's opening drive. And we end the first quarter with the midshipmen holding a 3-0 lead. Both teams having an opening possession. Navy getting held to a 3 and out on their second possession. SMU about to have their second possession. Punt is up and deep. SMU underneath it. McCall breaks the tackle, gets extra yards after contact, and the 19-yard return is going to give SMU the football in Navy territory.
In a game that's this close,
47-yard line, the marker, the ball resting on the right hash. Navy coming out in a 3-3-5. 11 personnel for SMU. Throws to the sideline, and Cooley once again with the reception at the 3-yard catch. He's got 3 catches here in the early going. 3 out of the 4 completions for SMU. John Cooley coming up with 3 for 30 in the receiving game. The back goes in motion right to left, and the slant route from right to left complete to McCall. Chris McCall picks up 15 yards for SMU. They convert the first down. They got a fresh set of downs inside Navy's 30. 7.5 minutes here remaining in the second quarter. Navy brings a little bit of heat. And to the sideline goes SMU. It's good for a positive gain, but Navy with a good tackle on the play holds them to 3 yards. Now going to be 2nd and 7 as SMU goes no huddle. Sticking with 11 personnel are the Mustangs. 3 down linemen for Navy. To the sideline again, and this time it's Thomas, Patrick Thomas, with an 11-yard catch. That's his first catch of the day. That gives SMU a first down right about the 15-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. They go no huddle, and the scramble ineffective as a heavy pass rush by Navy results in a sack by Will Garrett. Too many bodies causing too much pressure for Navy. And it's now 2nd and 17.
Another one bites the dust. Another one bites the dust. And another one gone, and another one gone, another one bites the dust. Yeah. Hey.
Midshipmen staying with a 3-3-5, and SMU staying with 11 personnel. Under pressure, they throw it to the outlet pass. A 6-yard gain in the flat by Judah Bell. Sets up 3rd and 11, and once again we see the no huddle out of the Mustangs. They face 3rd down, 11 yards to go. Caught by Medlock, and he is into the end zone. The 17-yard touchdown catch by Case Medlock. The outlet pass to the halfback, good for the first down and more, and SMU gets their first points of the game. It is now 6-3, awaiting the extra point. We are in the early stages of the second quarter. Both teams with a couple of possessions.
And he adds the extra point.
PAT is up and good, and it's 7-3 SMU. Each team with 2 possessions, each team with 1 score. It's a 4-point ball game, very close in yardage. Still here in the early going. We are just barely into the second quarter. Navy breaks it out to the left side, and Paul Manson picks up a 27-yard return on the kickoff return. That's going to set up Navy with 1st and 10 on their own 26 with the ball on the left hash. Navy comes out with 11 personnel at the 3-3-5 for SMU. Back to pass goes Hayes, throws to the back, and it's incomplete. Hard and heavy and quick contact on the halfback out of the backfield on that play. SMU looked ready for the halfback outlet pass. We now see 2nd and 10 for the midshipmen. Shotgun split big, 2 tight ends, 2 halfbacks against the 3-3-5 bear by SMU. Hayes gets the snap. Keeps it on the play, and he's tackled, but not before he gets 4 yards. That's going to set up 3rd down, 6 yards to go, 3rd and approachable for the Navy offense. The 4-yard gain making it a higher percentage play here on 3rd down, but they have work to do. They're going to come out in a spread set. They've got 5 receivers. It is an offset 3-3-5 by SMU. Hayes drops back, surveys the field, throws underneath. He's got the first down and a couple of more. A good second look. Todd McKinley, the alternate choice on the play, but broke open underneath, and Navy patiently eschews the long pass and takes the first down. Navy coming out in 11 personnel once again, and SMU coming out in the 3-3-5 once again. Midshipmen content to shorten the game. Read option is swallowed up. It looked like the SMU defense was ready for that play. They had the halfback and the quarterback well covered. multiple defenders in the backfield to cover the read option. And Navy now faces 2nd and 12.
Second down.
3-3-5 offset for SMU as Navy responds with 11 personnel. Hayes drops back and hits Reggie Henry, the star tight end, for a 4-yard gain, once again shortening the distance for 3rd down. 3rd and 8 now, the down and distance. The ball resting at Navy's 42-yard line.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down.
SMU coming out with a 3-man front, and Navy with 5 receivers out on the play. Hayes surveys the defense, hits Richards quickly. Vince Richards had space early, and Reggie Hayes saw it, hit him quickly, and that's going to be a fresh set of downs for Navy inside SMU territory.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 45-yard line.
Navy coming out in a shotgun split big. They've got twin tight ends and 2 halfbacks. SMU stays with the 3-3-5. It's a pitch into the backfield, and it's going to result in a 1-yard gain by Joe Bright. Looked like Reggie Henry picked up 2 or 3 yards, and then the pitch back lost them 2 yards. Now going to be 2nd and 9 from the 44-yard line of the Mustangs.
From the 44-yard line, it's 2nd down.
Navy comes out in the eye tight. They've got twin tight ends, a fullback and a halfback. Back to pass goes Hayes. Surveys the field. Caught by Henry. He was in heavy traffic, but he was just far enough past the defender that he caught it in a position where he could pick up extra yards after the catch. The defender was close, but didn't have the right body position to make the quick tackle. It's going to result in a Navy 1st down. They got a fresh set of downs on SMU's 31-yard line. We've got just 2:45, 2:44, 43 remaining here in the first half, as Navy doing everything they can to shorten the game and take time off the clock. They want SMU to not have too many possessions. The slant route, good for the 1st down. Kelvin Wright on the 10-yard catch. That's going to be a fresh set of downs. We're at 2:25. Navy with the ball at the 21-yard line of the Mustangs. Both teams with their full complement of timeouts. We got a 4-point ball game in what is a low-scoring game, but this commentator can't say unsurprisingly, as Navy has done everything they can to take as much time off the clock as possible. Midshipman with 11 personnel, 3-3-5 once again for the Mustangs. Hayes in a shotgun set. Takes the snap, gives up the gut. He is stopped for no gain. Wesley Green has a 0-yard carry. That's the 6th tackle by Sam Wilson. And Navy now goes no huddle. Taking a page out of the SMU playbook, they want to catch the Mustangs off guard. Back to pass goes Hayes and hits Reggie Henry for 3 yards. Now going to be 3rd down, 6 yards to go. Navy still with 3 timeouts, but provided they're unable to convert this, they have enough timeouts that they can let the clock tick on down as they've done the entire first half. $3.26 this time for SMU as Navy comes out with a tight end and 4 receivers. Hayes takes the snap, drops back, looks, And he is sacked on the play. Going to be 4th down, 15 yards to go. But the clock will move because the ball was tackled in bounds. This commentator doubts that SMU will call a timeout. It affords Navy the opportunity to take more time off the clock and give SMU little opportunity on their third possession of the game for the Mustangs. Going to be under 20 seconds when Navy kicks the ball. 7-3 SMU. This field goal could change things. Kick is up and misses it wide to the left. It's a missed field goal by Navy. The score remains the same at 7-3. But with just 20-some seconds left, little chance for SMU to capitalize. Just 14 ticks on the clock. The Mustangs with the ball at their own 26. The chances for success on this drive. I mean, how do you define success? I would say no turnovers if you're SMU. They take the safe route. They give it up the gut, and broken tackle gets 18 yards by Medlock. And SMU is going to call a timeout with 10 seconds left. They got the ball at their own 43. The odds still stacked against them.
First down, 10 to go. Ball on their own 43.
SMU comes out in a spread set this time. They're in their 2-minute drill in a pistol set. Upshaw takes the snap and throws it. It's intercepted by Navy. And while that may not result in points, that is certainly a big factor in momentum. That's the second turnover by SMU. Navy defense holding serve and then some, coming up with a big turnover just before the half. You know, Navy doesn't want to risk a turnover here with only 4 seconds left. They've gotten a chunk out of SMU's momentum. And it looks like they're going to come out in the quarterback kneel formation. They're not even going to risk a handoff. Astute coaching by Coach Ninja at Navy. They don't want to risk the turnover on the bomb. They've got the 2 turnover edge, and they'll go into halftime with SMU leading 7-3. Navy doing everything they can to flummox the SMU offense. And right now we go into halftime 7-3. We're going to take a 5-minute break for halftime. We will be right back shortly as these two heavyweights in the American Conference go toe-to-toe here in Dallas.
This is everything we anticipated this game being, and we're going to be riveted to this game, I feel like, David, in the second half, anticipating a terrific finish.
It's fun. It's living up to the hype every single time. We can't even turn the channel here. We got it on the big screen on the big 60-inch. Yes, it's quite nice, by the way, too. The weather's nice and warm. It's beautiful. Got some chips. We're opening them up a little bit. But great game, living up to the hype. It definitely feels like both teams are evenly matched. It feels like it can go either way. It feels like it's going to come down to the wire. And the only thing I hope it doesn't come down to is a kicker. Please don't come down to a kick in the end. Both these teams playing great D, playing great O, physical, pounding on each other, making big plays. Don't come down to a finesse kick by like a soccer player, please.
Looking forward to seeing this second half. I think there's certainly a want for victory.
A want and a need for victory. Some teams need this victory, Reese Davis.
Want, need, got to go get it either way if Brad and Kirk are there to deliver.
All right, folks, we are ready to get the second half underway here in this tight football game. SMU with a halftime 7-3 lead, and they will receive the second half opening kickoff.
Nice kick, plenty of distance.
Kick goes through the back of the end zone by Rawls. The field goal heated him up enough to get that kick beyond the paint, and SMU will take over at their own 25. Blitzkrieg, I concur. 3-3-5 defense by Navy, tight end to the left side for SMU. They're in the pistol set. First down, play action pass, and the corner route to Cooley. Good for 23 yards, right near the midfield stripe. SMU has the ball at their own 48. Mustangs go no huddle, and they throw it underneath. They're going to call it 0 yards on the completion to Josh Jackson. Now going to be second and long. Scramble by Upshaw, breaks out to the right side, breaks one tackle, but the second tackler there and quickly. Going to limit Austin Upshaw to a 6-yard gain. He's still at negative yards for the day. The 6-yard gain brings up third down and 4 yards. Underneath pass, and it's good for the first down. Judah Bell able to convert on 3rd and 4 with an 8-yard completion. SMU staying with the no huddle. Heavy pressure by Navy forces a quick throw. That's going to result in a 2-yard gain, and Josh Jackson down on the field after his second catch. Looks like he's going to need at least a breather as the trainers attend to him. Second down, 8 yards to go from Navy's 36-yard line. We're just past the 7-minute mark of the third quarter. 11 personnel as SMU comes out in the pistol. 3-3-5 defense by Navy as Baker breaks the tackle out to the left side, gets extra yards after the catch. It's a 19-yard gain by Marcus Baker, his first catch of the day. That's going to give SMU the ball inside Navy's 20. Ball resting at about the 16-yard line. Back to pass goes Upshaw, throwing to the sideline to Cooley, and Cooley stays on his feet, but he's pushed out of bounds after a 9-yard gain. Mustangs staying with the no huddle. Back to pass goes Upshaw, goes for the screen pass, and luckily for SMU, it's an incompletion rather than what could have been a 4-yard loss, as the midshipmen were all over that play on defense. Now going to be third down, 1 yard to go from the 8. Josh Jackson out for 2 quarters for SMU, the wide receiver option in the Mustang passing offense. Upshaw throws on the corner route. It's deflected by Michael Onawoha. Onawoha getting a big deflection in the end zone. And in this tight football game, it's no surprise that SMU brings the special teams unit out on the field at 4th and 1. It is, in fact, just a 7-3 ball game. Points matter a lot right now. And SMU settles for 3, but it's a win by the Navy defense following a couple of big plays in the early going of that drive. The midshipmen able to withstand the pressure. They hold SMU to 3, and now they trail by 7. Wright takes the touchback, bends the knee, and Navy will take over at their own 25 in the center of the field.
It's been impressive to watch them play with such an attitude, almost a chip on their shoulder with the energy that they're playing with. I think it's going to require that kind of effort to be able to win this game.
This deficit can be easily overcome, sure. But they have to be thinking if they
Navy comes out with 11 personnel. They got a tight end and a halfback. SMU in 3-3-5. Back to pass goes Hayes. Looks for Green out of the backfield. He breaks the first tackle, but there's too many bodies there. They hold him after the catch. However, Green able to pick up 5. Now going to be second and approachable for Navy as they look to get this drive underway.
30-yard line. It's second down.
2nd and 5 for the midshipmen. They're going to stay with 11 personnel. SMU with 3 down linemen. Midshipmen staying with the milk the clock game plan. They give it up the gut, and Wesley Green picks up 1. Now going to be 3rd down, 4 yards to go. We're about 2.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
So it's 3rd down now, and they're going to need about 4.
Navy comes out with 5 receivers. One of them is a tight end. Hayes in a shotgun set. Hayes drops back, surveys the field, throws quickly to Henry, and Reggie Henry has a couple of defenders near him, but all of them behind him. He's able to make the quick catch, turn around, and fall forward for an extra 2 yards. That's going to be a fresh set of downs for Navy at their own 43. The ball resting at the right hash. You see the yardage there, SMU with an edge, but with an extra possession so far in the football game. Navy in a shotgun split big. They've got twin tight ends and 2 halfbacks facing off against SMU's 3-3-5 defense. Hayes keeps it. He picks up 1. Going to be 2nd and 9. Silent Storm, I will pass on the good wishes to Coach Ninja. He's embroiled in the game, but I'm sure he appreciates any fandom. 2nd and 9 for Navy, about halfway through the 3rd quarter. We're in a 1-score game, a low-scoring game, as Navy has attempted to take as much time off the clock as possible and keep that dangerous SMU offense off the field as much as they can. 11 personnel for Navy, 4 down linemen this time for SMU, and out of the backfield to Green is enough to convert the first down on a 12-yard reception out to the right flat. And now Navy inside SMU territory at the 44 here on their responding drive in the 3rd quarter.
First and 10. Ball on the 44.
44-yard line. Navy with a fresh set of downs. Clock continues to move. We're at 3:33 remaining in the 3rd quarter. The give up, the gut to Wesley Green, resulting in a 2-yard loss. Now going to be 2nd and long. 2nd and 12. Just past the midfield stripe. We're at the 46-yard line.
From the 46-yard line.
And Navy is going to come out, staying with twin tight ends. They're in the shotgun split big. 3 down linemen for SMU. Hayes takes the snap, drops back, throws to the halfback. It's complete. It's good for 3 yards to Joe Bright. It's 3rd and 10, but probably a short 10, more like 3rd and 9.5 for the midshipmen here near midfield. They're 7 yards into SMU territory. They're probably, with Rawls' acumen, about 5 or 6 yards short of field goal range.
Third down now. They need to get it down to the 34.
Navy comes out with 5 wide receivers.
In the gun with 5 wide receivers.
Reggie Hayes takes the snap, surveys the field. It's intercepted by Harper for SMU. First turnover of the game for Navy. That narrows the margin. Navy had 2 successful turnovers on defense in the first half, and this time a successful turnover for SMU in the second half. And with 2:02 remaining, SMU takes over at their own 41-yard line here in this 1-touchdown game.
From their own 41-yard line, first down.
SMU in a pistol set. Navy with a 3-3-5. Back to pass goes Upshaw. Looks to the sideline, and McCall picks up 3 on the short pass off to the right side. SMU continuing with their no huddle, facing 2nd and 7. Staying with the pistol. Upshaw back. Under pressure quickly, but the pass to Cooley, good for 8 and a fresh set of downs for SMU. Cooley now out to 6 catches for 70 yards, one of the 2 leading receivers for the Mustangs. 11 personnel. There's a tight end out split wide. And they complete it to McCall for 6 yards. Now going to be 2nd down, 4 yards to go. Upshaw, 18 for 23 so far today. We're late here in the third quarter in a 1-score game, and good defense by Navy is going to hold Medlock to a 0-yard gain. Now going to be 3rd down, 4 yards to go. Big play coming here for both teams. Upshaw drops back and hits the slant route to Cooley. A 14-yard catch by John Cooley. He's out to 7 catches for 84 yards. Upshaw up to 19 out of 24, but he's got 1 touchdown facing off against 2 interceptions. Navy hoping for a 3rd here. Upshaw has to scramble. He gets positive yards. It's a 1st down, but he's tackled on the play. Heavy contact. One would imagine that Upshaw, fairly tired in the backfield for the Mustangs, as they now have 1st and 10 on the 14-yard line of Navy, but their star player, their quarterback, exhausted at this point. Navy comes out in a 3-3-5 bear, facing off against this 4 wide receiver, 1 halfback set. And the slant route good, left to right across your radio dial as Judah Bell picks up his 3rd catch of the day. A 12-yard gain down to the 2.5-yard line. Going to be 1st and goal for the Mustangs in the closing moments of the third quarter. It's an option play, and Medlock has open field after the quarterback draws 2 defenders. Navy doing everything they can on defense in the red zone, but just didn't quite have enough to stop that option play as SMU takes a 16-3 lead awaiting the extra point. It is a 2-score game, but I will remind the viewers that there's almost 9 minutes remaining here in the contest. The only effect of that sequence, meaning that Navy can no longer milk the clock in the way that they have done so far today. Navy now in a situation where they must get points and hold SMU. The clock, not necessarily an enemy, but no longer a friend.
There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now.
It's a 2-score game here, 49 seconds left in the third quarter as Reggie Hayes surveys the field with 5 receivers out on the field. And it's intercepted again. That's back-to-back interceptions by SMU. Consecutive plays resulting in the turnover battle being tied at 2 now. Navy was the beneficiary in the first half, and here in the second half, SMU tying it up at 2 turnovers apiece. It's an important sequence of downs here for the Navy defense. Complete on the slant, this time from right to left. They've had a few left to right slants. This time, surprisingly, a right to left slant. It's going to be 1st and 10, just inside the 15. Looks like at about the 14.5-yard line for the Mustangs. Upshaw flings it out to the left, and he stops short of the end zone. Nate Alston with a 14-yard catch. It's going to be first and goal from the 1 yard line. The Navy defense looking to stiffen.
5 wide receivers.
Almost sacked. The pressure heavy from the Navy defense, but just a hair short. Every coach knows that feeling. The only good news is that it was quick.
And he tacks on the extra point. So a short 3.
Navy has 8.5 minutes. They don't have to go no huddle, but they do have to watch the clock now. They need scores and stops. Now, they're capable of doing that. But they've got to get to work right now. The hard hat going on the sidelines for the midshipmen.
Well, they've had some opportunities, but they either turn the ball over or obviously don't execute on 3rd down and they're forced to punt. Or their drive ends up stalling in a 4th down. But they're moving the ball at times. I think they've just got to take some chances at this point late in a game like this. Throw the ball downfield and hope that your receivers can make some plays.
Mustangs leading 24-3 here late in the 3rd quarter. Navy going into play action pass and hitting a secondary option. Excellent play to Charles Bray. He picks up enough for the 1st down, and Navy continues to march. They're at their own 35. We're still in the 3rd quarter.
It's 1st and 10. Ball on their own 35. They come out in a 5-wide set. Fires incomplete.
Pass deflected by SMU.
Get those hands up and something good may just happen.
Coach SD, both Dennis the Menace and Bill Russell, American Classics. It's 11 personnel for Navy, facing off against SMU's 3-3-5. And they go with the underneath pass. It's the smart play. It results in a 3rd and 3, but it's a 7-yard gain to Todd McKinley. I'm well, SD. I hope you are as well. All the best to you and yours. Thank you for joining us on another broadcast. We go now to the 4th quarter. Navy has the football and 8 minutes to work with.
All right, we're just about set to start action here again in the 4th quarter.
Midshipman coming out with 5 wide receivers.
Quarterback in the gun. 5 wide receivers. That's a huge
Complete stopped. He's just inches short of the 1st down. Navy with plenty of arrows in the quiver. They have not gone for too many 4th downs. They went for one earlier, but they do not have too many on the season. I'll remind the viewers that coaches in League 1 have 12 4th downs over the course of the entire regular season. You have 12 regular season games. You have 12 4th down attempts. You can spend those however, whenever, wherever you like. Navy spends their 2nd today. They are 2 for 2 on 4th downs, but they are still fighting the clock. Twin tight end set for Navy. Incomplete as there was heavy pressure by SMU.
He's going to sit in that pocket and give himself a chance. The only problem is at some point you've got to have a feel. Almost that 6.
Coach SD, I would wager to say that over the last 10 years, you would put a low percentage, certainly over the last 3 years, you'd put a low percentage on wishing for an Xbox 360. The console becoming ever more a receptacle for this game and this game alone. I don't know too many people who would buy an Xbox 360 without an effort to play NCAA 14. 7:17 on the clock as Navy continues to battle. They've got 5 wide receivers facing off against SMU's 3-3-5. Hayes rolls out to the left, throws on the run. It's complete for the touchdown. It's a 35-yard catch, and boy, did they need that. A quick score here in the 4th quarter, and Navy draws within 2 touchdowns. Do not discount either the coaching acumen of Coach Ninja or the vast amount of time remaining on the clock. There is a lot of football left to be played in this game.
And he adds the extra point.
24-10 now as Navy gets their first touchdown on the board. There's 7:06 on the clock, and Navy will kick off regular. They have faith in their defense. They're going to need to stand firm if the midshipmen have a chance. Rawls puts it deep in the field, goes out of the paint. SMU has no time expired. They're going to take over first and 10 on their own 25-yard line, ahead by 2 scores.
Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost insurmountable lead. This defense
SMU, to their benefit or detriment, comes out with a spread set. And almost intercepted, but a promising first play for Navy. They may not have gotten the pick, but they've proven that they are not finished yet. Looks like it's going to be 5 wide receivers for SMU on the next play. They've got 5 of them in the huddle. And SMU staying aggressive. Leading by 2 scores, they come out in a spread once again. Upshaw on the scramble. It's a fumble. It's a pickup by Hampton, and he is into the end zone. It is a turnover touchdown, a strip sack. That is a massive play. Ronnie Hampton, the beneficiary of great defensive line play. Hampton, the right place at the right time, but the heavy lifting done by the defensive line as the defensive end was able to break free and cause that fumble. If you like a good football game, boy, did we need that.
He splits the uprights with the extra point.
Hold the phone, hold the gravy, hold the special sauce. We have a new scenario. SMU leads by 7. They retain possession following the scoop and score, and the offense retakes the field, still holding the edge, but now more pressure.
I know as a quarterback, it's always hard to watch the defense score a touchdown on you, but it was always a reminder to take extra care of the football.
Slides down.
Upshaw takes the safe route. He was under some pressure. Runs forward, slides for 3. 2nd and 7 now. 6:40 remaining in the football game. Upshaw drops back, and he's going to throw it away. That's going to result in 3rd and 7.
The worst thing you want to do is just to throw the ball in the cover. Right there,
Spread set by SMU here on 3rd down, and Upshaw forced to scramble. He does not have the first down. Going to be 4th and inches. My suspicion is they'll punt. That is a huge tackle, just shy of the first down marker. If ever there was a play where inches mattered, it was that one today in this game. Mustangs punting. And now Navy can regain the opportunity to take their time. They are no longer under the gun. They trail by 7. They have a 1st and 10 on their own 43.
Both teams realize that when the ball is snapped, we're one play away from a very different ball game.
11 personnel for the midshipmen. 1st and 10. Back to pass goes Hayes. Hits the back out of the backfield, and Green picks up 5 on first down. Now going to be second down, 5 yards to go. As we approach the midfield stripe, we're here in the fourth quarter. We're under 6 minutes. Navy trails by 7, but they have the football. Coach SD, indeed shocking that Baylor is undefeated. That Baylor-Oklahoma game looms large this weekend. But if I were a football viewer, I would be equally interested in Navy and Notre Dame both being ranked and facing off against each other in a classic rivalry game. Reggie Henry, the tight end, picks up 3 on the catch. That's his 6th catch of the day for Navy. Now going to be third down, 2 yards to go. The down and distance much more important now than the time remaining. Third down, 2 yards to go. Looks like about 2.5 to go for Navy. They come out with 5 wide receivers. SMU responds with a 3-3-5. Reggie Hayes in the backfield. Shotgun set. Drops back. Throws to his left side. And McKinney, Todd McKinley, picks up a 10-yard catch. That's his 5th catch of the day as Navy has spread the ball around on offense. A much more calm Navy offense than the last 2 drives. That scoop and score huge for Navy in their efforts, trying to come back from 24-3. They face 1st and 10, just a little bit inside SMU territory, 4:45 and counting. Read option play, and Reggie Hayes picks up 3. Now going to be second down and 7. Plenty of time on the clock. $11 personnel for the midshipmen against $3.26. Hayes back to pass, surveys the field, hits the running back out of the backfield, and Wesley Green picks up 3. Coach SD, actually in our dynasty, Ole Miss did shock LSU. LSU ranked number 1. My Syracuse Orange ranked number 2. They went into Oxford, Mississippi, and lost by 7 on the road to Ole Miss. LSU falling from the number 1 position in our dynasty. And we hope that Syracuse ascends back to the number 1 position. We are only in week 8, though. A lot of season left. Certainly a lot of season left in the American Conference. This game, a big factor in that race. The American Western Division title possibly at stake. Navy trails by 7, but they have the football. Back to pass goes Hayes. Hits the out route. It's good for the first down to Todd McKinley. 7-yard gain. More than enough. Going to be a fresh set of downs on the right hash. SMU backed up to their 26-yard line as Navy continues to march.
We've got a 1st and 10.
Reggie Hayes, 26 out of 32 today. Really 28 out of 32. Unfortunately, 2 of those have gone to the opposing team. Has a high completion rate. $11 personnel for Navy. 3-3-5 defense for SMU. Hayes drops back, hits the back out of the backfield, and it's good to Green for 9. Going to be second down, 1 yard to go. Hayes up to 27 out of 33. 24-17. SMU has the lead, but Navy has the football.
Just under 3 to go in regulation.
Eye tight formation. Navy hits the secondary receiver. Charles Bray, the underneath receiver, makes the 7-yard catch. That's good for a 1st and 10. They're not going to call it 1st and goal. They're going to say that he has a chance to get a 1st down. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. The first down marker not even visible on the field. It is that close. Navy and 11 personnel. SMU and $3.26. Hayes gives up the gut to Green. He gets good yardage. It's a 7-yard gain. Now going to be 2nd and 3 inside the 5. They're going to say 2nd and 3 from the 4. So while they haven't shown the first down marker, we get a little bit of indication there that they're about a half a yard short. If they can somehow get the ball inside the 1-yard line, they have an opportunity to first down. But right now, Navy, they're not eyeballing that. They're eyeballing 7 points.
They need about 3 yards to get the first here on 2nd down.
Twin tight end set. Fullback and a halfback in the backfield, and the eye tight for Navy. Give up the gut. Stop just shy of the end zone, but not the first down. Now going to be 3rd and 1 as Navy now going no huddle. Trying to catch SMU off guard. They don't want to let them get the jumbo package on the field. It's the hurry up and wait MO. Navy doesn't want, they want to score, but they don't want to allow too much time for SMU. He is short, and we are facing another 4th down. It's the 3rd 4th down. One time Navy converted, another time they settled for 3. They can no longer settle for 3. They have to get this 4th down. Big, big play coming here. 4th and 1 from the 1. Back to pass goes Hayes, looking, and it's caught for the touchdown. Vince Richards in heavy traffic. He could have very easily dropped that ball. It could have very easily been deflected, but in a sea of hands, despite the efforts of the SMU defense, Vince Richards makes the catch with 1 second remaining. And the extra point will tie the football game. We could be seeing overtime.
This is it.
With 3 timeouts to spare, SMU spends 1. They're going to ice the kicker, but it's an extra point from short yardage. Kick is up and good, and with 1 second remaining, Navy coming all the way back from 24-3, thanks to a defensive sack strip sack, and a scoop and score. Navy claws, scratches, fights their way back into the game, and we are 1 second away from overtime. It's a squib kick, and that's going to do it for regulation. We got a coin toss coming up, folks.
That's the end of regulation, and this game is still unsettled, so we're going to overtime.
Navy's going to take over at the top of the first inning of overtime. We're in the first overtime frame, and in college football, both teams with the opportunity to start the ball at the opponent's 25-yard line. Now here in the top of the inning, Navy comes out in an eye tight. Complete. It's dropped. The clock no longer a factor in overtime. It's going to read zeros on the clock for the duration of overtime. So neither team with any benefit other than rest in between plays. Navy now with 11 personnel facing 2nd and 10. Hayes drops back to pass, throws underneath. It's complete for 4. Going to be 3rd down, 6 yards to go here in the first overtime.
That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
3rd down, and they need to get it to the 15.
Navy calls a play quickly. They're going to come out in a spread set.
Line up with 5 wide receivers.
SMU trying to respond with a 3-2-6. Hayes drops back, looks, and it's complete, but he is short of the first down.
They're stopped just short. Boy, that's tough.
That is always a tough pill to swallow. Having to leave the field, knowing how close you came to converting on 3rd down.
With Navy having held SMU throughout the fourth quarter, it looks like they're going to bring the kicking unit on the field. The defense has been on point for the midshipmen, and they're going to place their trust on that side of the ball. The kick goes through the uprights. SMU will take over. Navy has to keep them out of the end zone. On 4th down, one would imagine that SMU would kick to tie and take it to a second overtime. Coach Ninja keeping the faith in his defense. They have performed well in the 4th, but overtime a different ball game. SMU is going to take over at the Navy 25, as is custom, facing 1st and 10.
First down.
Back to pass goes Upshaw. Looks and throws to the sideline, complete for 3 to Case Medlock. The halfback out of the backfield in the flat to the left side, able to get 3 yards. Now going to be 2nd down, 7 yards to go from the 22. Locked in a tight contest here at Gerald Ford Stadium in Dallas, Texas. SMU snaps it quickly and throws to Baker. He's got the first down. An 8-yard catch is 1 yard past the marker. Now going to be 1st and 10. SMU continuing with their no-huddle MO. Pistol set by Upshaw. Complete to the left side to Baker this time. There's a flag on the play. It's a face mask. That's going to be a 1st down, half the distance to the goal line.
Concentration lapse right there. The coaches will be giving them an earful for it, too.
First and goal from the 3. Navy needs 3 good defensive plays.
It's 1st down, and they'll be looking for 6 points here.
3-3-5 Bear. The call for the midshipmen. Give up the gut. Tackled for a loss of 1. It's a good start for Navy. Now going to be 2nd and goal from the 4, 1 yard deeper than they were on that last play.
From the 4-yard
2nd and goal from the 4. Navy leads by 3. We're in the bottom of the first inning of the first overtime. Upshaw looking, intercepted, diving interception. Huge play by Navy. That is going to give the midshipmen the victory. A massive, massive interception, a diving pick. And Navy holds on. The field goal was the right choice in the top of the inning of overtime. The big play in the fourth quarter being the strip sack. And Navy gets the win on the road in Dallas. In overtime, 27-24. They trailed 24-3 at one point. But the strip sack, the scoop and score being the play of the game. And Navy gets the W, 27-24. A gutsy win. It was a game that was balanced on a razor's edge. If ever there was a game that could have gone either way, it was this one. There have been other games that have been as close, but there have not been games that have been closer. Navy escapes 27-24 in Dallas against SMU, they continue to control their own destiny in the American Western Division. They come up with a huge win against a bitter rival. A big win against SMU. It means a lot for the Navy coaching staff. It means a lot for Coach Ninja. This is a team that he desperately wanted to beat, and not just because of the race for the division. The game goes deeper than that. It is a rivalry game. It is a genuine rivalry game. And Navy escapes with the win. It is, as you see, the first ESPN Classic for Coach Ninja. And I can attest that Coach Ninja has 15 to 20 seasons on this hard drive. And so to get the number one ESPN Classic, you know it took a lot. And it did, in fact, take a lot. Looking at the stats for the game, close in yardage, close in first downs, close in rushing yardage, close in passing yardage, 42% versus 50% on third downs. Navy was 3 for 3 on fourth down. They did kick a field goal on 2 fourth downs. They went for 3 others. They had to play all 5 fourth downs the right way, and they did play all 5 fourth downs the right way. It took every breath of oxygen, but the midshipmen hold on for a key, clutch, 27-24 win here in Dallas, Texas. An ESPN Classic, an instant classic, a League One Classic. We thank you for joining us for the football game. And Navy wins 27-24. We're going to show you what next week holds. Indeed, Blitzkrieg, break out the whiskey indeed. 27-24, the result in overtime. And looking at next week, here's what's in store for you in League One action. Syracuse and Navy. In week 9, Navy will host the Tulsa Golden Hurricane. Tulsa off to a slow start this year at 1-5. Still has some weapons on both sides of the ball. And Syracuse will host number 22 Florida State, the Seminoles, paying a visit to the Carrier Dome, a key game in ACC play. Syracuse will take on the top 25 ranked Florida State Seminoles. You know they have talent. You know they will pose a challenge. That'll be a tough game for myself. Coach Ninja will provide the play-by-play for that next Friday night. And I will once again provide the play-by-play for Navy as they take on the Golden Hurricane, now at 6-1, 3-1 in the conference, with the tiebreaker over SMU. A huge win in the race for the American Conference. Navy escapes 27-24. We thank you for joining us. We hope you had an excellent game. We hope you enjoyed the broadcast. We hope you have an excellent week. Kick its ass.